What's up, you two? What's No Nuts doing? I don't know. I looked out the window. He was eating grass. It. Eating grass. Yeah. Yeah, I was, I was messing around with, AI, whatever. And, I took a couple shots of this ponderosa pine, which is really, really tall, obviously in my yard. So is that Douglas fir. It's really tall too, They got pines too, needles. They're pretty big trees, and they're just kind of getting out of control, meaning, they're dropping all that moss in the corner, and that's not good, That moss gets up there and starts lifting up your tiles, You never want to use a pressure washer, people, because those granules are on your tiles for a reason. You don't want to wash them off. You don't want to pressure wash them off. They direct the water and stuff. So, you don't want the water pooling in one spot and everything. But, just some white vinegar will kill that moss. I'm going to get up there and I'm going to pour some white vinegar and water on there today. And I'm going to take down some of this. Some days, check out the squirrel, literally. That's a squirrel nest. There's something else, dude. I know some of my belongings are up in there. I just know it because they do that all the time. If they see something really shiny, and they'll just take it to, show it to, the female squirrels, and, the females like shiny things, lure them in and stuff. Get them in their nest, and once they get them, they got them. You know how that is, right? But yeah, these are my holly berries, the namesake of my street. They're looking pretty bad too. I'm gonna touch them up a little bit. They were all the way to the bottom, but you get those to mowing and everything and raking, and they're sharp. All those holly berry leaves are pretty sharp, that. They got the thistles on the end, and they're a pain in the ass to step on. Don't feel too good. So I trimmed her down, and I'm gonna trim her some more. Shape it up a little bit, because I don't know, I might be selling, I don't know. I'm gonna get ready to sell anyway. I've been here a long time. It's time for a change, It's beautiful here. I love it and everything, but I think it's kind of time for a change, I don't know if I'm gonna move out of the state. I don't know. I'm more than likely move out of the town though, because this town they're building a lot of subdivisions and new homes and whatnot, and they're not thinking about the logistics of the traffic and the stoplights and all that, and that's not why I moved to a small town, for the small town feel, and it's losing that feel a little bit as far as I'm concerned, Anyway, I'm gonna go inside now. So I got a lot of work to do, and the most work isn't even gonna be the yard work. I can whip that out quick. It's going to be all this stuff I have to deal with. I have to get rid of stuff, a lot of stuff, because I've got a lot of projects, as you can see, and there's more projects in the garage, and there's more projects out in the shop out back. There's my van out behind the carport, my 61 Econoline. I got a lot of things to move before I can move, so, Right, big kitty? Right, big Farrell? We got a lot of things to do. As far as cosmetics goes, I'm not even going to get crazy. I'll put that back on. I'm leaving. I'm just going to leave the 70s stuff. It doesn't matter when you sell, people. It really doesn't, You guys will realize that. Even the appliances don't matter. When I moved in here, the lady just left her appliances because it would have cost her more to move it, So these are all the original appliances. Well, not all of them. This fridge isn't. That's the original stove, obviously, and when I moved into this home, she pulled, I don't know if she did it on purpose, but I have my suspicion. She left the furniture. It's kind of new. I actually paid for the couches. She just said, well, I'll leave the furniture here if you want. I made a payment to the lady when I bought this home. I made payments to her and paid it off. But underneath the couch, unbeknownst to me, there had been water running down. And they didn't find it in the inspection. Make sure you guys get good inspectors and stuff. Well, if it's for you, obviously, I don't know. There's a lot of Slim Shady that goes on with home inspections. you just don't know, you know. He never crawled into the house, and I should have been on it. But to make a long story short, the assistant's foot fell through. When we moved the couch, there was like a dark spot on the carpet, and her foot fell right through it. So I redid all this myself. I did all the, you know, your big, they're at least 6 by, who knows what the beams are. They're just great big, long beams, you know. I did a lot of repair, you know. I know how to do that kind of stuff, but, you know, so it's just, you know, buyer beware, man. Buyer beware in anything in life, really. Cover your bases, you know. Check shit out. Anyway, I'm gonna go. Oh, that's terrible. Rock on, everybody. It's everybody good. I don't know what kind of day it's gonna be. It's poopy.